If you want to win, you must first lose comfort. Lesson 1. The Strange Secret of Success. Success has a secret, and strangely enough, it's hidden in plain sight. I've studied the lives of countless high achievers throughout history, and I've discovered a principle so fundamental yet so overlooked that it might shock you with its simplicity. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal. It's not something that happens in a blinding flash, but rather through consistent, determined action toward something you've decided is worth achieving. But here's the paradox that stops most people in their tracks. To achieve anything worthwhile, you must first be willing to lose your comfort. The comfort zone, while pleasant, is actually dangerous territory for anyone with dreams bigger than their current circumstances. It's a beautiful prison with invisible bars that keep you contained within the boundaries of mediocre achievement. Look at any great person who has accomplished remarkable things. Thomas Edison endured thousands of failures before perfecting the light bulb. Abraham Lincoln suffered defeat after defeat before reaching the presidency. Helen Keller overcame seemingly insurmountable obstacles to change the world. What did they all share? They embraced discomfort as the pathway to greatness. There's a space of about 6 inches between your ears that determines whether you'll stay comfortable or grow toward achievement. That small space, your mind, is where every battle is won or lost before it's ever fought in the real world. The thoughts you regularly think become the forces that shape your actions, which ultimately determine your results. Most people never realize that the comfort they cling to today becomes the regret they carry tomorrow. Muscles don't grow stronger without the stress of resistance. Character doesn't develop without challenges, and achievements don't materialize without pushing beyond what feels easy and familiar. Try this exercise today. Identify one small action that makes you slightly uncomfortable but moves you toward a goal. Perhaps it's making that phone call you've been avoiding, writing the first paragraph of your book, or having that difficult conversation. Now do it. Not because it feels good, but because on the other side of that discomfort lies growth. Tomorrow, find another uncomfortable action and take it. Each day, expand your comfort zone by intentionally stepping beyond it. This daily practice of controlled discomfort builds the mental muscles necessary for significant achievement. The ship in the harbor is safe, but that's not what ships are built for. You were designed for achievement, engineered for success, and endowed with seeds of greatness. But those seeds only germinate in the soil of challenge, watered by persistent effort. The choice is always yours, the temporary discomfort of growth or the permanent pain of regret. The former disappears as you develop new capabilities, while the latter compounds with time. The strange secret of success isn't really strange at all. It's simply the willingness to exchange temporary comfort for lasting achievement. What comfort will you lose today in service of your greater tomorrow? Lesson 2. You become what you think about. Have you ever held a tiny seed in your palm and really thought about what it contains? Within that small speck lies an entire oak tree, a field of corn, or a beautiful rose bush. All it needs is the right soil, water, and sunlight to grow into its full potential. Your mind works in exactly the same way. The thoughts you plant today determine the reality you'll experience tomorrow. Your mind is the most fertile soil on earth. It doesn't judge what you plant in it. It simply accepts and grows whatever seeds you provide. Plant thoughts of success, and success will grow. Plant thoughts of failure or mediocrity, and that's precisely what you'll harvest. Most folks don't realize they're planting anything at all. They let their minds fill with whatever blows in, worries about bills, complaints about their boss, fears about the future. Then they wonder why their lives keep producing the same unwanted results. They've never understood that their subconscious mind is an automatic mechanism, faithfully working day and night to bring into reality whatever they think about most. Your dominant thoughts are like radio signals you broadcast constantly. The universe can't help but respond to these signals, bringing you people, opportunities, and circumstances that match your inner broadcast. This isn't magic. It's how your brain is designed to work. It focuses your attention, filters your experiences, and directs your actions, all based on what you think about most. Here's why so many people fall short of their dreams. They've developed the habit of negative thinking. They focus on what might go wrong instead of what could go right. They replay past failures instead of imagining future successes. Every negative thought is a seed that will surely grow into more problems and obstacles. Breaking this habit isn't complicated, though it does require vigilance. Start by becoming aware of your current thought patterns. Pay attention to the conversations you have with yourself. Are they mostly positive or negative? Do they focus on possibilities or limitations? Then begin deliberately planting better thoughts. Each morning, take 5 minutes to visualize your goals as already accomplished. Feel the satisfaction, joy, and pride of that achievement. Throughout the day, catch negative thoughts and immediately replace them with constructive ones. I challenge you to try this for just 30 days. Guard your thinking as carefully as you would guard a garden from weeds. Plant only thoughts of what you want, not what you fear. Speak about your goals as if they're already happening. Expect good things to come your way. This isn't wishful thinking, it's mental training. Just as an athlete trains their muscles, you must train your muscles. You must train your mind. The results won't appear overnight, just as a seed doesn't become a tree in a day. But if you maintain this practice, you'll be amazed at how your life begins to transform within a month. Remember, you become what you think about. Your future is being shaped right now by the thoughts you're choosing. Guard them, guide them, and watch as your life begins to reflect the very best of your thinking. Lesson 3. The courage to start before you're ready. I'd like to share with you a fundamental truth that separates achievers from dreamers. The winners in life are those who start before they feel ready. Most people are waiting for perfect conditions that never arrive. Look around you. Every day people are postponing their success journey, saying, "I'll start when I have more money," or "I'll begin when I have more time," or "I'll do it when I have more training." They're waiting for some magical moment when the stars align and everything feels comfortable and safe. But that moment never comes. The most successful men and women throughout history understood a powerful secret. Action precedes clarity. You don't need to see the entire staircase before taking the first step. You simply need to take that first step, and then the next one will become visible. Consider the Wright brothers. They didn't wait until they had a perfect understanding of aerodynamics. They built, they tested, they failed, they adjusted, and they tried again. Their learning happened in the doing. This truth exists in every field of human endeavor. The writer who waits for inspiration will never publish a book. The entrepreneur who waits for perfect market conditions will never launch a business. The artist who waits for perfect skill will never create a masterpiece. What we call preparation is often just sophisticated procrastination. We convince ourselves we're getting ready, when in reality we're just avoiding the discomfort of beginning. Real preparation happens through action, through direct experience, through making mistakes and correcting course. When you start before you're ready, something remarkable happens. You create momentum. Like a locomotive starting from a standstill, the first movements require the most energy. But once you're moving, continuing becomes easier. Each small action builds upon the previous one, creating a powerful forward motion that can carry you to your destination. Remember, too, that imperfect action beats perfect inaction every time. Your first efforts won't be your best, but they are necessary for your best to eventually emerge. The master pianist first played simple scales. The champion athlete first made clumsy attempts at their sport. The successful business leader first made naive business decisions. The courage to start before you're ready also gives you a tremendous competitive advantage. While others are waiting, planning, and perfecting, you're gaining real world experience. You're collecting valuable feedback. You're building relationships. You're discovering opportunities that only become visible when you're in motion. Starting now with what you have from where you are is the greatest accelerator of growth and achievement. Don't wait until you feel confident. Action creates confidence. Don't wait until you have all the answers. Action reveals the answers. Action reveals the answers. Don't wait until the fear disappears. Action transforms fear into excitement. Today, Identify one goal that you've been postponing. Then take one small action toward it. Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. It need not be perfect or grand. It simply needs to be a beginning, for in that beginning lies the seed of all your future success. Lesson 4. The Worthy Goal Formula. Good morning. This is Earl Nightingale. Today, we're going to explore something that can change your life forever. The formula forever. The formula for creating truly worthy goals. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to accomplish remarkable things while others drift through life without direction? The difference often lies in the quality of their goals. A worthy goal isn't just any target you set. It's a destination that pulls you forward with magnetic force, compelling you to grow beyond your current limitations. The first element of a worthy goal is that it must be written down. There is something magical that happens when you take those thoughts floating in your mind and commit them to paper. It's as if you're telling the universe, I'm serious about this. Don't just think about what you want. Write it down with conviction and emotional commitment. Feel the words as you write them. A truly worthy goal serves others while fulfilling your potential. This is crucial. The greatest achievements in human history have come from men and women who sought to solve problems for others. When your goals benefit not just yourself, but those around you, they take on greater meaning and power. Ask yourself, how will accomplishing this goal improve the lives of others? Your worthy goals must encompass 3 dimensions: contribution, growth, and reward. Contribution is what you'll give to the world. Growth is how you'll develop as a person in pursuit of the goal. Reward is what you'll receive for your efforts. When a goal balances all 3, it becomes irresistible. Here's something most people never consider. Are your goals truly your own, or have you borrowed them from parents, friends, or society? A worthy goal springs from your authentic desires, not someone else's expectations. Test your goals by asking if no one else would ever know, I accomplished this. Would I still pursue it with passion? To maintain motivation on your journey, establish clear, measurable milestones. These are like stepping stones across a wide river. Each one you reach provides satisfaction and evidence of progress. Without milestones, goals can seem distant and unattainable. With them, even the grandest vision becomes a series of manageable steps. Remember this. We are happiest when we're growing towards something meaningful. The human spirit craves progress. A worthy goal transforms ordinary days into purposeful steps on an extraordinary journey. It awakens you in the morning with anticipation rather than dread. Don't make the common mistake of setting goals that are too small. Small goals don't inspire. Set goals that make your heart beat faster when you think about them. Goals that will require you to become more than you currently are. Your mind is like a heat-seeking missile. Once programmed with a clear target, it will find ways to reach it. But first, you must define that target with precision and purpose. When you apply this worthy goal formula, you harness the greatest creative force in the universe, a human being with direction and determination. Lesson 5. The Attitude of Gratitude. Throughout my years observing successful men and women, I've discovered a remarkable pattern that nearly all high achievers share. It isn't their education, connections, or even their talent. The common thread weaving through their lives is an attitude of genuine gratitude. This isn't merely a pleasant personality trait. It's the very foundation upon which their achievements are built. Consider this truth. What you focus on expands in your life. When you train your mind to recognize and appreciate the good, more good flows toward you. It's as if the universe responds to your attention. The person who walks through life complaining sees only problems multiplying before them. But the grateful individual notices opportunities where others see obstacles, where others see obstacles. Let me share a simple but profound concept. Your mind cannot simultaneously hold gratitude and fear. It cannot harbor both appreciation and worry. When you fill your thoughts with thankfulness, you leave no room for the negative emotions that block your progress. Most folks have it backwards. They believe they'll be grateful once they achieve success. When I get that promotion, then I'll be thankful. After I make my first million, I'll count my blessings. This is exactly opposite of how success actually works. Gratitude isn't the result of achievement, it's the cause. Your appreciation acts like a magnet, attracting more of what you value into your experience. Each morning, before your feet touch the floor, name 3 specific things you're thankful for. Not general concepts like my health, but precise elements. The strength in my hands that allows me to write, or the clear thinking that helps me solve problems. In your daily interactions, practice expressing sincere appreciation to others. When someone helps you, look them in the eye and tell them specifically what their assistance meant. This isn't mere politeness. It's a powerful force that transforms relationships and opens doors. Many people mistakenly see the world through a lens of scarcity, believing there's not enough success, opportunity, or resources to go around. The grateful person sees abundance everywhere. They understand that ideas, possibilities, and potential are infinite. Even challenges become valuable when viewed with gratitude. That difficult customer teaches you patience. The project that failed provides essential lessons. Every setback contains the seeds of an equal or greater benefit when approached with thankfulness. Create a daily ritual of writing down 5 things you're grateful for. Be specific. This simple practice rewires your brain to scan for possibilities rather than problems. Within weeks, you'll notice more opportunities appearing in your path. Remember, gratitude isn't just a nice sentiment. It's a practical tool for achievement. The most successful people I've known weren't necessarily the most educated, connected, or privileged. They were the most appreciative. They recognized that everything they received, every opportunity, every idea, every resource, came to them as a gift to be thankful for and used wisely. Start today. Your attitude of gratitude will become your passport to the success you desire and deserve. Lesson 6. The price you'll pay for growth. My friends, nothing of real value comes without a price tag. This fundamental truth governs our universe just as surely as gravity pulls an apple from a tree. The law of compensation is always at work, silently balancing the scales of life, ensuring that what we receive is in direct proportion to what we give. When you set your sights on a worthy goal, you must understand that achievement demands payment in advance. The currency isn't dollars and cents. It's discomfort. It's sacrifice. It's the willingness to exchange temporary ease for lasting fulfillment. Consider the butterfly. Before it displays its magnificent colors in flight, it must endure the darkness of the cocoon and the struggle to break free. This struggle isn't merely incidental, it's essential. Without it, the butterfly's wings would never strengthen enough for flight. Nature in her wisdom has designed growth to require resistance. You and I are no different. The resistance we feel, that urge to retreat to comfortable habits, to avoid risk, to skip today's practice, is precisely what builds our capacity for greater achievement. The muscles of character and capability grow only when challenged. What price must you pay for your particular dream? Only you can answer this question honestly. For some, it means rising before dawn while others sleep. For others, it means investing money in education when peers are buying luxuries. Perhaps your price includes facing rejection, enduring criticism, or working through failure after failure until you find your way through. These growing pains are temporary, while the pain of permanent mediocrity lasts a lifetime. The discomfort you feel today while learning a new skill pales in comparison to the discomfort of looking back on a life of untapped potential. When you stumble, and you will, treat each failure not as final judgment, but as valuable feedback. Edison didn't fail 10,000 times. He discovered 10,000 times. He discovered 10,000 ways that didn't work. Each attempt brought him closer to success. Your setbacks, likewise, contain the seeds of future triumph if you have the wisdom to extract their lessons. I recommend creating a personal growth accounting system. In a simple notebook, record what you've invested, time, energy, comfort sacrificed, and what returns you've received. Even the smallest gains in knowledge or capability This practice reminds you that your efforts are compounding, even when progress seems slow. The greatest achievers in history understood this principle. Lincoln endured decades of political defeat before reaching the presidency. Churchill weathered ridicule and exile from political life before his finest hour. The Wrights crashed countless flying machines before conquering the air. My friends, embrace the price of your growth with enthusiasm rather than reluctance. When you willingly pay what success demands, you join the ranks of those rare people who transform possibility into reality. The world opens to those who understand that discomfort isn't the enemy of achievement. It's the very path by which achievement comes. Lesson 7. The miracle of your mind's garden. The greatest discovery of our generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. Just as a gardener cultivates their plot, keeping out the weeds and growing the flowers, so may you tend the garden of your mind. Your mind is like rich, fertile soil that will grow whatever seeds you plant in it. If you plant weeds, you'll grow weeds. You'll grow weeds. If you plant flowers, the seeds are your thoughts. The seeds are your thoughts. Let's talk first about weeding out limiting beliefs. These are the thoughts that whisper, "You can't do that," or "You're not good enough." Every time one of these thoughts appears, you must recognize it for what it is, a weed that will choke the life out of your dreams if left unchecked. Pull it out immediately. Say to yourself, "That's not true. I reject that thought." Then replace it with something better. Planting positive affirmations is not just about repeating empty phrases. For an affirmation to take root, you must feel it with emotion. When you say, "I am becoming more confident every day," imagine the confidence flowing through you. See yourself standing tall. Feel the strength in your voice. Your subconscious mind responds to feeling more than words. Visualization is how you water these mental seeds. Spend 5 minutes each morning seeing yourself having already achieved your goal. What does it look like? What does it look like? What sounds do you hear? What emotions do you feel? Your brain cannot tell the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. Use this to your advantage. Be careful about what influences you allow into your garden. The news, negative friends, even certain music or books can plant weeds without your permission. Guard the gate to your mind carefully. Ask yourself before consuming any content, will this help or harm my mental garden? Create a daily mental gardening routine. Perhaps begin your morning with affirmations and visualization. During the day, weed out negative thoughts as they appear. In the evening, review your day and plant seeds of gratitude for what went well. This practice may seem simple, perhaps too simple, but remember the most powerful forces in nature are often invisible. You cannot see gravity. You cannot see gravity, yet it holds planets in orbit. You cannot see thought, yet it builds civilizations. The miracle occurs gradually. After weeks of tending your mental garden, you'll notice a change. Challenges that once seemed overwhelming now appear as opportunities. Where you once saw problems, you now see solutions. People respond to you differently because you're different on the inside. This mental gardening, done faithfully over time, builds an unshakable, positive mindset. Not the fragile positivity that collapses under pressure, but the deep-rooted conviction that you can handle whatever comes your way. A garden doesn't grow overnight, and neither will your mind. But with patience and persistence, you'll create a beautiful harvest of thoughts that will transform your life. Lesson 8. The 6 degrees of separation from success. Success is never achieved in isolation. Look around you at the most accomplished people in any field, and you'll discover a powerful truth. They didn't get there alone. Each person who achieves greatness is surrounded by others who inspire, challenge, and elevate them. This is no coincidence, my friend. We are all connected by what sociologists call 6 degrees of separation, the idea that anyone on earth can be connected to any other person through a chain of no more than 6 relationships. What this means for you is profound. You are likely only 6 people away from anyone who could completely transform your life and success. Think about that for a moment. Your future may be determined not just by what you know, but by who you know, and who they know, and who they know. The people with whom you spend your time are silently shaping your destiny. Jim Rohn, A dear friend of mine often said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." This isn't just clever philosophy. It's a mathematical reality. When you place yourself in proximity to success, something magical happens. Their standards become your standards. Their expectations become your normal. Their knowledge becomes accessible to you. Success leaves clues, and when you're close enough to see them, you can follow the trail. But how do you build these critical relationships? It begins with providing value first. Too many people approach networking with their hands out, asking, "What can I get?" The achievers of this world run from such people. Instead, approach relationships with the question, "What can I give?" Become known as someone who contributes, who listens, who appreciates. Value attracts value like iron to a magnet. You don't need to know successful people personally to learn from them. Books, recordings, and courses allow you to spend time with the greatest minds in history. I've learned from Benjamin Franklin, Ralph Waldo Emerson, and countless others who lived long before my time. They became my mentors through their written words. Consider creating what I call a personal board of directors, people whose wisdom guides your decisions. Some may be personal relationships, others distant role models, still others historical figures whose principles you adopt. This board becomes your council of success, available whenever you need guidance. You become like those you associate with. Are the people surrounding you now taking you where you want to go? Do they challenge or comfort you? Do they expand or limit your thinking? These are crucial questions because your associations are silently determining your direction. Today, make a commitment to strategically build relationships with those who are already achieving what you aspire to accomplish. Join organizations where they gather. Attend events where they speak. Subscribe to publications they read. Create meaningful collisions that put you in their path. Your success is waiting just 6 degrees away. The question is, will you have the courage to begin bridging that gap today? Lesson 9. The discipline of daily inches. The greatest achievements in human history were rarely accomplished through single heroic moments. Instead, they came about through the quiet discipline of persistent daily effort. This truth may seem ordinary, but its application is extraordinary. I've observed throughout my years that people who accomplish remarkable things understand a principle that eludes most. Success is built inch by inch, day by day. The champion athlete doesn't become exceptional through occasional bursts of intense training, but through showing up every single day, even when motivation wanes. The successful writer doesn't create masterpieces in rare flashes of inspiration, but by sitting down daily and putting words on the page. Consider the bamboo farmer who plants his crop and sees nothing for 4 years. He waters and nurtures seemingly barren soil day after day. In the 5th year, the bamboo suddenly grows 90 feet in just 6 weeks. But the question is this: did the bamboo grow 90 feet in 6 weeks, or did it grow 90 feet in 5 years? The answer is clear to those who understand the discipline of daily inches. Your progress may seem invisible for long stretches of time. This is where most people quit. They can't see the underground root system developing, so they abandon their efforts just before their bamboo was ready to shoot skyward. The secret to sustained success lies not in motivation, but in creating systems that remove willpower from the equation. Willpower is a limited resource that depletes throughout the day. The achiever doesn't rely on feeling motivated. Instead, they design their environment to make productive actions automatic. A simple but powerful technique is what I call the non-negotiable minimum. This is the absolute smallest action you commit to performing daily without exception. Perhaps it's writing 1 paragraph, making 1 sales call, or exercising for 5 minutes. The key is its smallness. It must be so modest that even on your worst day, you can still accomplish it. This approach harnesses the compound effect, one of the most powerful forces in the universe. Albert Einstein reportedly called compound interest the 8th wonder of the world, and the same principle applies to your efforts. Small actions, consistently performed, don't just add up, they multiply. Consider a person who improves just 1% daily. After a year, they aren't 365% better. They're nearly 38 times better. Conversely, declining by 1% daily leaves you at almost zero after the same period. The discipline of daily inches requires patience and faith. In a world obsessed with overnight success and viral sensations, the quiet accumulation of daily effort seems unsexy. But this is precisely where opportunity lies, because few people have the wisdom to embrace this path. Remember, comfort is the enemy of growth. These daily inches rarely feel comfortable. They demand showing up when others don't, continuing when progress seems non-existent, and believing when doubt creeps in. But this discomfort is the price of admission to a remarkable life, an investment that compounds beyond your imagination. Lesson 10. The Path Through Pain. Every worthwhile journey includes moments of discomfort, my friend. This is not merely an observation. It is an absolute law of nature. The butterfly must struggle through the cocoon, the seed must push through soil, and you must push through soil, and you must push through pain to reach your potential. The greatest tragedy I observe as I travel across this nation isn't failure. It's seeing people who have settled for a life far below their capabilities because they feared discomfort. They've rejected the invitation to growth because the initial cost seemed too high. But what price do we ultimately pay for avoiding necessary pain? Consider the athlete who understands this principle intuitively. No championship was ever won without muscle fatigue, without sweat, without moments when the body screamed to stop. The champion accepts this as the admission price to achievement. Yet in our everyday lives, we often reject this same wisdom. We seek achievement without effort, reward without risk, and growth without growing pains. Pain serves as your most honest teacher. When you touch a hot stove, the pain immediately educates you about danger. Similarly, the discomfort of stretching beyond your abilities educates you about your true potential. The ache in your mind when tackling a difficult problem is actually the sensation of your intelligence expanding. I've interviewed countless successful men and women across all fields of endeavor. Not one, not a single one, achieved their position without passing through valleys of difficulty. What separated them from others was not an absence of pain, but their response to it. They developed what I call pain perspective, the ability to view discomfort as temporary and purposeful rather than permanent and pointless. Remember this truth: comfort and greatness rarely share the same address. Your nervous system is designed to seek comfort and avoid pain, a wonderful survival mechanism, but a terrible success strategy. You must consciously override this programming if you wish to achieve something extraordinary. Here's a practical approach. Begin deliberately introducing small discomforts into your daily routine. Wake 30 minutes earlier than usual. Strike up conversations with strangers. Attempt tasks that intimidate you. Each small victory over comfort builds your tolerance for the greater challenges that meaningful goals will require. The wonderful paradox is that as you develop this ability to move toward necessary pain rather than away from it, you'll discover an inner peace that comfort seekers never find. There's a special confidence that comes from knowing you can endure difficulty and emerge stronger. Pain also serves as life's greatest filter, separating those who merely wish for better circumstances from those willing to create them. When the path grows difficult, the merely interested fall away, leaving only the truly committed. Let pain be your ally in this filtering process, proving to yourself that your desires are genuine. Remember, the pain of growth is always temporary, but the pain of standing still is permanent. Choose your discomfort wisely. The universe has arranged itself so that the path to your highest achievements will never be the path of least resistance. This is not a punishment. It is a gift, ensuring that your greatest victories will be truly earned, deeply appreciated, and uniquely yours. Lesson 11. The Fire of Resilience. There comes a point in every worthwhile journey when you will face the ultimate test. It's not a question of if, but when. The storm will come, the road will steepen, and you'll wonder if continuing forward is worth the struggle. This is where champions are separated from dreamers. This is where resilience determines your destiny. Resilience isn't something we're born with in equal measure. It's a quality developed through intentional practice, much like a muscle strengthened through consistent exercise. The most successful people in history weren't necessarily the most talented or privileged. They were the most resilient. Consider Thomas Edison, who failed more than 10,000 times before creating a working light bulb. When asked about his failures, he simply stated he had found 10,000 ways that wouldn't work. This perspective is the essence of resilience. It's not about avoiding failure, but rather viewing each setback as valuable information on your path to success. The resilient mind operates differently from the average mind. When most people hit obstacles, they interpret them as signs to stop or change direction. The resilient person sees obstacles as challenges, designed to strengthen them for the victories ahead. They understand that the fire of adversity doesn't consume them, it refines them. Your capacity for resilience is directly connected to your purpose. When your goal is deeply meaningful to you, when it's connected to your values and vision for a better future, you'll find strength you never knew existed. Purpose provides the fuel for resilience. Think of resilience as having three vital components: perspective, patience, and persistence. Perspective allows you to see difficulties as temporary and specific, not permanent and pervasive. Patience gives you the wisdom to understand that worthwhile achievements take time. Persistence is the determination to keep moving forward despite every logical reason to quit. The most resilient people I've known share another quality. They maintain unwavering faith while facing the facts. They don't deny reality, but they refuse to be limited by current circumstances. They believe in possibilities beyond what can be seen in the present moment. To build your resilience, start by examining your self-talk during difficult times. When you face setbacks, do you speak to yourself with encouragement or criticism? The resilient person has learned to be their own best coach, not their harshest critic. Next, study how you respond to challenges. Do you immediately look for someone or something to blame? Or do you ask, what can I learn from this? How can I grow stronger through this experience? Your habitual response to difficulty shapes your resilience more than the difficulty itself. Comfort and growth cannot coexist. When you choose the path of achievement, you choose the path of resistance. But with each challenge you overcome, your capacity expands. What once seemed impossible becomes merely difficult. What was difficult becomes routine. The fire of resilience burns brightest in those who understand that life's greatest rewards come only after persisting through life's greatest challenges. So embrace the fire. Let it forge your character. Let it strengthen your resolve. For in the end, it's not what happens to you that determines your destiny, but how you respond to what happens. Lesson 12. The miracle of finishing what you start. Have you ever noticed how many people start things but never finish them? Look around you. The world is filled with half-written novels, partially completed courses, abandoned exercise programs, and dreams that withered on the vine of good intentions. The ability to finish what you start is perhaps the greatest separator between those who achieve their dreams and those who merely dream. I've studied successful people for decades, and I can tell you with absolute certainty that finishing power is magical. It's the secret ingredient that transforms ordinary lives into extraordinary ones. When you develop the habit of completion, you join a remarkable minority of humans who actually do what they say they'll do. Think about it. The book that gets published isn't necessarily the best written one. It's the one that got finished. The business that succeeds isn't always the one with the most brilliant concept. It's the one where the founder persisted through the difficult middle stages when others would have quit. The greatest achievement is not in never falling, but in rising after you fall. Each time you push through discomfort to complete what you've started, you're building a psychological muscle that few possess. This muscle becomes stronger with every repetition, every finished project, every fulfilled promise to yourself. What separates winners from the rest isn't talent or luck. It's their unwavering commitment to cross finish lines. Winners experience the same fears, the same doubts, and the same challenges as everyone else. The difference is they continue anyway. They understand that the capacity to finish is more valuable than the capacity to start. Have you noticed how good it feels to complete something? There's a psychological reward that comes with finishing, a sense of satisfaction that fills you with confidence and energy. This feeling becomes addictive in the most positive way. It creates momentum that carries you forward to your next challenge with greater strength and belief in yourself. Start small. Finish small things consistently, and you'll develop the character to finish bigger things. Make promises to yourself that you keep religiously. When you say you'll read 10 pages, read 10 pages, read 10 pages. When you commit to walking 20 minutes, walk 20 minutes. These seemingly minor victories are actually profound statements to your subconscious mind that you are a person who finishes what they start. Remember this: the pain of discipline weighs ounces, while the pain of regret weighs tons. The temporary discomfort of pushing through resistance to complete your tasks is nothing compared to the heavy burden of knowing you quit when success may have been just around the corner. The world makes way for the person who knows where they're going and demonstrates, through their actions, that they're serious about getting there. When you develop the reputation, first with yourself, then with others, as someone who finishes what they start, doors begin to open that remain forever closed to those who quit. Your life will be defined not by what you start, but by what you finish. This is the final truth in our journey together. To win, you must not only embrace discomfort. You must not only embrace discomfort, you must persist through it until completion. This is how ordinary people accomplish extraordinary things. This is how you will transform your life's potential into your life's reality.